Okay, so here's what we're going to do. If you have learned Torah before, or you've not learned Torah before, if you have suffered through Sunday school or not, you're going to be great tonight. Everything's going to be perfect. I'm going to hand out a packet. The packet has sources in it. Now, a source is from our holy books, okay? It might be scary. It has Hebrew in it, and it has English in it, okay? Let's all take a deep breath. It's going to be fun. It's really going to be fun. Imagine you're going on a scavenger hunt, okay? And the scavenger hunt is going to start in the Garden of Eden, and then it's going to go through 3 stories in the book of Genesis, which you may or may not have heard of, and even if you have not heard of them, it's totally okay. And then we're going to skip this out of the book of the Torah, that's the extra scroll, and we're going to go to 2 sources in the oral law, the Mishnah. These are the pictures of the rabbis with the long beards that you imagine thinking about the great issues of life, okay? And then, believe it or not, those rabbis needed rabbis who are going to explain them 500 years later, and that is called the Talmud. We're going to look at a source in the Talmud. And then we're going to go to the 1500s, and we're going to go to look at one of the commentators on that. And then at the end of that, we are going to have seen a beautiful pattern about the pillars, the 3 pillars of life. The ultimate balance. And when we're done with that, you're going to be able to say, oh, wow, why did Project 13 do a life seminar with these 3 topics? It's going to line up like ducks in a row. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Okay? But so the process is like this. I'm going to hand out things. We're going to go over it first a little bit, and then we're going to do a little bit of what's called chavruta. Can you say chavruta? Chavruta. That was good. You got to get the Jewish chavruta. That was good. Okay, chavruta comes from the Hebrew word chaver, which means a friend. A friend, the ultimate friend, is someone that we grow in spirituality together, and that is a study buddy. So let us pass these out. We're going to do some of this together, and then we're going to set you on your own for a few minutes. It's like training wheels. You're going to have training wheels, then I'm going to take them off, then I'm going to put the training wheels back on, and you're going to be great. Okay? Please let me know if everyone gets one. I have more here if we need. Okay, I know when Shai gets it, we will have arrived. Okay, beautiful. We got it? Okay, here we go. All right, can I have a brave reader in English? This is the easy part. Loud. Who has a theater background? Oh, yes, okay, go ahead. Yes, go ahead, I did call you out. Go ahead. Just start from welcome.
Welcome one and all to this exciting adventure of learning Torah. We are going to see just how relevant the Torah is to our lives today. We are going to track a pattern of thought that weaves its way from the beginnings of the Torah in
Bereshit, good. Okay. I busted out the Hebrew on you, good.
Through the oral Torah of the Mishnah and the Gemara.
Excellent.
Deep breath, don't be scared.
Right, we did our deep breath. Okay, don't be scared.
It will require you to think, to analyze, and to share your thoughts. Please know this study session will help frame the life seminar. Have fun and grow. Okay, here we go.
So we're going to do the first source together. Okay, and it works out actually great because the Torah portion this week is actually in the beginning. It is this story of Genesis. Now, a little bit after the whole creation story comes along a guy and a gal named Adam and Eve. Or Adam and Chava. So if it's like, Rabbi, who's the Chava thing over there? Okay, no, this is not the socialist leader of Venezuela, not Chavez, okay? This is Chava. Again, to Jewish, you got to have the okay. Chava comes from the word life because Adam gave her name. She was the life giver of the world. She was the first mommy. And therefore that became her name. Okay, but we're going to go straight to the controversy, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to where they sin. Melissa, you're doing such a good job. Can you just read the questions from what did Adam do wrong? And so we will all know what we're looking for. Look in source 1 there, number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So read the...
Yeah, just like what did Adam do wrong?
Oh, there we go. Read both sources. What did Adam do wrong to get that Please carefully compare chapter 2, verse 16 through 17, and chapter 3, verse 2 through 3. What did Chava do wrong? What was her motivation for disobeying Hashem's orders not to eat from that tree?
Okay, so here we go. We are now going to try on a mystery hunt to look together. What did he do wrong? What did she do wrong? And from there, we're going to grow. All right, here we go. Can I have a brave reader turn the page source sheet? Here we go. I labeled the verses 15, 16, 17. Not bad. Can I have another brave reader? We're all going to get an opportunity to do this. Well, I know you all know the Hebrew, so we won't even bother with that. Okay, we'll just do it in the English for those who may not speak it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, yeah. Who's up? Who's up? Okay, Sarah. Thank you. Very good.
The Lord God took the man and placed him in the Garden of Eden to till it and tend it.
Okay, tilling, I don't know, I know Aunt Tilly, but I don't know till. Till is a fancy word for it's like to plow it, to work the garden. Okay.
And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you are free to eat.
Okay.
Keep going.
Keep going.
But as for the tree of knowledge of good and bad, you must not eat of it, for as soon as you eat of it, you shall die.
Okay, so what's the basic instructions?
Don't eat.
Take care of the garden.
Take care of the garden. Good.
Don't eat from that one tree.
Yeah. And like this is Garden of Eden. It's like, clearly like beachfront property. It has at least as many trees as the Amazon rainforest. I mean, this is the Garden of Eden, right? So there's like 1 million fruit trees? It's like, but Adam, you can hear the Jewish grandmother here. Adam, don't eat from that one. Just that one. Don't eat from it, Adam. And unfortunately, we're going to see what happens. Okay, so we got the instructions. All right, Sarah, that was excellent. Who can we pick on now? Come on, brave reader, want to get everyone involved here? Anyone? Volunteers? Okay, Rachel, thank you. Now we're going to do the serpent. Here we go.
Now the serpent was the shrewdest of all the wild beasts that the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God really say, you shall not eat of any tree of the garden? The woman replied to the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the other trees of the garden. It is only about fruit of the tree in the middle of the garden that God said, you shall not eat of it or touch it, lest you die.
Okay, so that's what she says back. Keep going. Excellent, Rachel.
And the serpent said to the woman, you're not going to die. But God knows that as soon as you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like divine beings who know good and bad. Okay,
so let's stop right there. Now, let's hone in on what was Adam's sin. Adam's sin is a little more subtle, but Chava's is a little more obvious. But what did Adam do wrong? What does Chava say to the snake, to this sneaky serpent, that she's not allowed to do? In verse 3, what does she say?
Eat or touch it.
Eat or touch it. Nice. Good. See, it's that lawyer. You analyze papers all day, right? So you're analyzing Torah verses now, right? So here we go. Right. Oh my gosh, we have 2 lawyers right in the same corner. By the way, be careful what you say. We have 2 lawyers here, okay? This is not, it's being recorded. Oh no. Okay. Anyway, okay. So why does she say that? What did God tell Adam?
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it. So what happened?
She added the touch.
She added the touch? She added the don't touch? Who added the don't touch? We don't know from the verses. You know what the Midrash says? That Adam was worried that his wife was going to blow it. And therefore, he didn't trust her. That was his first mistake. And what? See? Everything's downhill. Man doesn't trust his wife, that's it. Poor judgment. Okay, anyway, but what happened? He said, you know what? I want to make an extra fence over here. I want to make sure she doesn't eat it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to tell her that don't eat it. Also, Chava, I should say babe. I don't say Chava, babe. That's probably not what he said. Okay, Chava, sweetie, don't even touch the tree. Because he wanted to make sure that there would be a fence there to prevent her from eating it. You know what the snake does in verse 4? And the serpent said to the woman, you're not going to die. You said that very well, Rich. I like the way you read it. The Midrash continues to say, you know what the snake did? He bumped Chava into the tree. She touched the tree. Did she die? Negative. She didn't die. So then he says, oh, well, if you didn't die when you touched it, certainly when you eat it, you're not going to die. And guess what? We're going to see. That's not the only thing that got her to eat, but that was the first thing. So the sin that Adam did was lack of clarity. He did not transmit this clarity. The other thing is he sort of took a little bit too much permission of his own. He's like, he didn't trust that God's word was enough. He said, okay, I got to add on to my own. Okay? So we're going to see. I'm sorry?
Maybe he lied.
So I don't. So he had no reason to lie, but it was like a mistake of judgment. The question is, why did he want? He had good intentions.
Did he?
I think he did, for sure. There's no question. I mean, Adam was basically, you have to understand, who was Adam? No. But I'll tell you why. Because Adam, basically, you're talking about pure spirituality. There was no sin yet. There was no sin in the world now. You know, in other words, like, we're talking thousands of years later where, you know, for someone just to be a nice person is a major life. This is someone who was literally created by God, breathed his soul in. He's a pure soul. He has no ulterior motives. He had good motivations, but the problem was he made that mistake. Now, the plot thickens. So Eve now touched the tree. She doesn't die. Yeah?
Sorry, Rabbi. You
No,
were
good.
talking about the snake bumping Eve to the tree, and you got that from the Midrash?
Yeah.
From the sages?
Yeah.
Interpreted that?
It's all the Midrash,
So-
for sure.
Like, this is, to me, it sounds like a, you know, like lost in translation, or like a translation issue, right? So how did they translate that happen when there's also like translational issues here between Adam and Eve?
So one of the things that we're going to get into, maybe not intensely, is what is actually the written Torah. If you had a bar bat mitzvah and you actually read out of the Torah scroll, right? What is that versus what we're going to see later, a Mishnah or the Gemara, and what is the relationship between them? So I'll give you just a silly example, Levi, and everyone else, right? If I would say, I have a frog in my throat. No, what does that mean? Do I have an actual frog in my throat? No, because I'd be down in the Purple Swan. Do they serve frogs too? Okay, right. So clearly I'm not going to have a frog in my throat. But everyone knows exactly what I mean when I say I have a frog in my throat. That is an oral law. I only know that because we have an agreement here to know that that's an expression. When the rabbis are reading the Torah, they have, and even us, when we read it, we have an unbroken chain of all the frog in my throats, that's called the oral law, how to understand the writing. When it's an idiom, when it's an exaggeration, when is it literal, when is it not? That's a direct oral transmission from Moses, who actually wrote the Torah down, all the way down to this day.
Is it specific to the Hebrew word that we're trying to interpret? So like, for
Some-
example, like when like
for sure.
sons of Noah saw him, like they've seen him naked. You know, we know what that means.
100%.
in other ways, but
Sometimes-
is it the word itself in Hebrew that it's like the poor translation?
100%. I would say it's a poor translation. Sometimes it's an ambiguous word. Sometimes the word has many connotations. Which one are you going to use? Okay, and then it's case by case. It's case by case. But that is what the rabbis many times are fighting about. Is, well, what's that word mean? Well, here it means that, and that means that, and they both have legitimate transmissions of what that means. Okay, so that's just a simple answer to a very deep question, which is a whole course of itself, and it's a great question. So now let's get back to Chava. Okay. Here's where the soap opera begins. By the way, this is better than any Netflix. I want you to know this is better than any This is the drama here. All of humanity is resting on what she and he are about to do over here. Okay, here we go. Now, verse 6. Brave reader. Someone hasn't read yet. Who's up? Natasha, can I bother you? Okay, go. Oh, you do have a frog in your throat. Is it okay? Can you do it? No. Maybe not. Okay, I'll pick on someone else. Shai, can I pick on you, Shai?
On the Mexicans.
The Mexicans, yeah.
When the woman saw that the tree was good for eating, and had light to the eyes, and its fruit was desirable, and the source of wisdom, she took of its fruit and ate. She also gave some to her husband, and he ate.
Okay. All right. Okay, one more verse just for the sake of the story, and then I don't think we're going to finish. Go ahead, Shai. One more. Verse 7.
Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they perceived that they were naked, and they sewed together fig leaves and made themselves loincloths.
Okay. Zach, you had a question?
Are there any lines in between, or are these?
This is it. Straight. This is a live feed, ladies and gentlemen, straight from the Torah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, live feed. Yeah.
Number 3, you said it's Adam said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam said that.
Okay. So, what happened over here? Let's look very precisely. Turn back over here. What did the snake say in verse 5? What was so tantalizing about this fruit? The snake said,
Divine.
yes, you're going to be like God. You're going to have a godlike powers, okay? That's the first thing that happened. The next thing is, look in verse 6. What was it? It was good for eating and a delight to the eyes. If you look at the Hebrew says it was a tava hi le'einaim. It was literally the Hebrew's first over here. Yes, tava. The word tava, we're going to see later on tonight, means a desire, that burning desire for that chocolate cake for dessert, or for you fill in the blank, whatever vice that is called good old-fashioned taiva. It is the basis of Hollywood. It's the basis of much of our entertainment industry and everything else, like that good old-fashioned unbridled passion for you fill in the blank, whatever people are passionate for. Okay, that's the second thing. And then what does she do? Turn page 2, right at the top. What did she do? She shared. Sharing is caring. Okay, says Rashi on the spot. Rashi is the major commentator. Why did she give it? She said to herself that I can't be in this state alone. I can't be in this state alone, because she had already had this transformation. I need my husband literally to be brought down to my level as well. And she gave to him and he ate. Okay? And from those 3 things, now how am I going to get to that board? That is a great question. Okay, Rabbi Marcus, can I ask you a favor? You ready? Can I tell you what to write? Oh, Kyria will write? Okay. Actually, maybe that one's better. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Oh, yes, please, you can move it wherever you need to move it. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, here's what I want you to do. Can you write 3 things? The top one, we're going to make a chart going all the way across, but we're going to start just on the left. The top, gave fruit to Adam. Okay, next one down is going to be wanting to be like God. Okay, and then the last one down is the desire. The desire. So I would say delight to the eyes. Desire/delight to the eyes. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, from those 3 breakdowns, you're going to have the basis of all 3 relationships that exist in humanity. You ready to go the journey? Ready to do this now? Okay, so what do I mean? What I mean is that in these 3 areas, the milk was spilt. We blew it in these 3 areas. We're going to define what these areas are shortly, and then we're going to see how our relationships today are going to line up with these 3 categories. Okay? So now, the rest of the story goes like this. Humanity as a whole had opportunities to pick up the spilt milk, to clean it up. Unfortunately, they blew it. If you read the rest of Genesis up to chapter 12, it's one disaster after the other. Cain kills Abel, and then there's the generation of the flood, and Noah was saved, but the whole generation is wiped out. And then finally, they got this amazing technology to build this big building. Anyone heard of the Tower of Babel? Okay, and they literally tried to get a tall tower to defeat God and to put God to rest. All right, so 3 strikes and you're out did not start with Major League Baseball. 3 strikes and you're out started with the Torah. Because after humanity, 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out, God had to go to the bullpen. Hope no Astros fans here? Ooh, tough start. Ooh. Okay. God went to the bullpen. He looked out in his world and he said, who are the moral people that I can go to who are going to clean up the spilt milk, to bring the world to perfection, to fix what Adam and Chava blew? How are we going to bring this perfection? Guess who those 3 people were? We're going to learn about them right now. Okay? We ready? And so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to set you on your way over here, and you're going to do source 2a together, and it's going to be the end of page 2 and all of page 3. Okay? And I want you to turn to the person next to you, and I'm going to give you like 3 minutes. 3.5 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, okay? And here's what you're gonna do. You're not gonna read it silently like we did at Stanford in our library where we don't want anyone to like bother each other. We're gonna make a living Beit Midrash, which means that we're gonna be talking out loud. You're gonna read it out loud and you're gonna discuss it together. Okay, so we ready? Can we go 2, 2, 2, 2, 2? Oh, it's perfect, great, okay? 4 minutes, we're gonna read through these. And what I'd like you to do also, don't forget the first page. We'll ask the questions together. In what area did Avraham excel? And in the situation he was in his situation, what would you be doing? Okay, that's a little bit of a funny comment. All right, on your marks, get set, and read together. It should be loud in here, not like a library. Excellent. Tell me what's going on with Avraham. What did God command Avraham to do to himself and to all of his household members and his children? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jewish male ritual that all Jewish men begin their lives 8 days. Yes, it is actually beautiful, beautiful ceremony, and it is it is actually beautiful. Because they say that Elijah the prophet is there on the spot. There. It is the holiness. By the way, if you ever need anything in your life, really, really badly, I know this sounds crazy, go to a bris. At the time of the circumcision and the baby's crying, those times are so tender, all of heaven opens up. Okay? Anyway, just an aside. You should keep that in mind. Okay. Anyway, can you imagine? But this was not any other bris. This was Abraham, who was how old? 99. Now, I don't know what 99 was back then, but it was not a millennial age, okay? And he goes and he circumcises himself because the Almighty says, God, you CEO of the universe, says jump. And Avram says, I'm all in. Okay, and then what happens the very next chapter? Abraham is sitting at the entrance of the tent, and it's a hot day, okay? It's scorching hot. And all of a sudden, who appears? Well, it wasn't even 3 wise men. It was 3 regular shemazels who were like walking in the middle of the desert who come to his tent. And he's like, oh, I'm so glad you came. Come. Look, you think I have problems moving around with a broken foot, right? Can you imagine? Okay, I can't even imagine, right? What he's going, oh, let me serve you this. And he's like barking out instructions. Oh, Sarah, you got to run here. And Ishmael, his son, at the time, whatever, you got to run this and back and forth and running. It says he was running. Now, okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're 99 years old and you just got a bris, okay, it was 3 days after your bris, and that's the question for you. What would you be doing?
Not running.
Not running. What? Here's what I was after I broke my foot, okay, at age 46. I'm on the bed. Sorry, it hurts. Can I have some water, please? I'm like, this big baby, okay? I broke my foot. Okay, I broke a bone in my foot. Okay. I can imagine without anesthesia that what Avraham experienced would be much more traumatic and painful. Okay, and what is he doing? He's bringing guests. Why? What's that show about him? What type of person was he?
Only kind.
What? Yeah. Gotta watch out for the lawyers. Okay, he happened to have a ton of servants or whatever, but okay, yeah, right? He was welcoming. He was a giver, hospitable. He was a giver. Avraham represents the trait of chesed, okay? And so, Kiria, can we write up on the top thing over there, Avraham? Right next up to gave fruit, the next column. You got to save room because the columns are going to be kind of thin. So Avraham was the person who was a chesed. He was a relationship with others. So I would put Avraham, and then just put relationship with others. Let's do that. Okay? Because his whole thing was kindness. All right? Now, we ready? We're going to do a little fast over here. Okay? We're going to go to the next patriarch, Isaac. Okay? You ready for this next? Let's turn to page 4. Okay, this is one of the most dramatic stories in the entire Torah. Do not ask me to explain it to you because it is beyond comprehension. God asked Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac. This is after Abraham spent his entire life preaching against the local idolaters. Don't involve yourself in human sacrifice. And God says, okay, Abe, here you go. Here's the command. Go sacrifice your son. Done. Okay, so you know what we're going to do? This source we're going to do together because I want to just pick out laser points about what was going on with Isaac. Okay, brave reader who hasn't read yet. Rachel read. Hannah, can I call on you? No? Yeah? Yes, okay. Okay, page 4. Go ahead. Sometime afterward.
Sometime afterwards, God put Abraham to the test. He said to him, Abraham. And he answered, Here I am.
That's the Torah's way of saying, at your service. Okay.
And he said, Take your son, your favored one, Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the heights that I will point out to you. So early next morning, Abraham saddled his ass and took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. He split the wood for the burnt offering, and he set out for the place of which God had told him.
Okay, why does it say he got up early the next morning?
Maybe it was far.
Could be far. Yeah.
Sneak out.
To sneak out. God gives you a command to kill your son. By the way, my wife and I have 7 daughters and 1 son. Okay, what?
No one sees you.
No one sees you. Okay, could be.
Well, the kid's still sleeping.
Kid's still sleeping, but he's got to bring the kid with him.
But the kid's like 30 years old.
Ah, 37. You good point. You're right. Well, some of these people, 37, they're already like still sleeping. Yeah.
Maybe he couldn't wait to do what God
I don't know about you, but if God gave me a command to kill my son, I would be like, well, got a lot busy today. Things on the schedule, God. Whoa, maybe we could push it out, do it a little later. No, I have a busy appointment. What's that? Checking my, what do you call it? Football score, fantasy football scores. I got a lot going on, God. Sacrifice my son. Okay, I'll see you later. Says the Torah, I'm on the spot. I'm getting up early to fulfill, even though I don't want to do it. You say jump, I say hi. Okay, so he goes off. Excellent. Keep going, Hannah.
On the 3rd day, Abraham looked up and saw the place from afar. Then Abraham said to his servants, You stay here with the ass. The boy and I will go up there. We will worship and we will return to you.
Okay, big question. The commentators, what did Avram mean? What did he mean by that? It could be like his deep. He knew it was going to be okay, but still, nevertheless, because he really didn't know that they were going to return. Maybe he was just saying to put him off. Okay, commentators struggle with that verse 5 in terms of what Avram was actually saying, because he was actually going to go kill him. How could he say we will return to you? Okay, keep going.
Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and put it on his son Isaac. He himself took the firestone and the knife, and the 2 walked off together.
Okay, so the 2 of them walked off together. Everything's great. At this point, does Isaac know what's going on? No clue. Verse 7. Hannah, you're doing such a good job. Thank you. Keep going.
Then Isaac said to his father, Abraham, Father, and he answered, Yes, my son. And he said, Here are the firestone and the wood, but where is the sheep for the burnt offering?
Okay, if you can't tell me now, I do like sports. So imagine, here we go. It's February 1st, 2nd, whenever the Super Bowl is this year. Okay, and you buy tickets to go to wherever it's going to be. Up in the hotel, you go to the set, you're tailgating, few hours. Where is it this year? Miami? Yeah, Miami. Okay, tailgating, great, suntan, the whole thing, right? Dolphins won't be in it, it's okay. Anyway, but, right, and then you're ready to go, you've been tailgating, drinking, eating, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, Dad, where are the tickets? Okay, there were no e-tickets then. Okay, whatever. Okay, he doesn't have the tickets. So this is like, Isaac's like, we just traveled 3 days. We came to like, the most important thing over here. Like, Dad, where's the beef? Where's the lamb for the sacrifice over here? What's going to be slaughtered to be brought to the Almighty? What does Abraham say very cryptically to him? Next verse.
And Abraham said, God will see to the sheep for his burnt offering, my son.
Okay, and without going on too much, that was when Abraham gave him a little wink, wink. God will see who will be the offering. Wink, 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 wink. And if we don't find a lamb over there, it's going to be you. And now what does it say? Before you turn the page, I know you ever all turn the page. Turn back just 1 second. Because then the Torah says, and the 2... Okay, hold on, personal foul. Unnecessary repetition in the Torah. The Torah never repeats itself unless it's necessary. Didn't it just say in the end of verse 6, the two of them went together? Fact check. Yeah, what does it say?
Yeah.
Right? Two of them walked off together, two of them went together. I don't like that translation. Two of them went together, and now the verse 8, the two of them went together. Hold on, I already know they went together. Why does I need to say it again? Because now Isaac knows that he's going to be the sacrifice. He's going to be the offering. And he went with the same willingness after he knew as before he knew. Okay, let's ask ourselves this same question we asked before. I don't know about you, but if I knew that I was going to be in Isaac's shoes, what would, I'd be like, whoa, Dad, can we take a little time out? I'm going to go talk to Mom. Like, maybe we'll go to a little therapy. Like, can we, work this out? I would not necessarily be eager. Isaac went forward with the same alacrity, the same eagerness to do God's will as he did before he knew. Okay? And therefore, this is where Isaac, our patriarch, represents what? Dedication to God. He is the perfect model of our dedication to God. So let's continue the board. Wanting to be like God. What was the sin? Chava wanted to be like God and sort of take over. And what is Isaac represent? I'm totally your servant. I am at your beck and call. Okay, so Isaac was, no, put it down in the middle. Yeah, right there. Yeah, it's going to go down. Yeah, no, in the middle box. Right there, perfect, exactly. So Isaac is going to be, Yitzhak is going to be representing our relationship with God. He is the one who is going to represent that, okay? Okay, the final patriarch we're going to see, turn the page to page, actually no, it's on the same page at the bottom of page 5, okay? It's going to describe Esau and Yaakov. These are the two sons of Isaac, and we are going to see, and you can write here, relationship with God underneath Isaac. Okay, because he's going to represent that. Okay, the final one is going to be Jacob. Okay, brave reader. Gennady, can I ask you to read? Source 2c, one line, very easy. When the boys grew up.
When the boys grew up,
Esau
became a skillful hunter, a man of the outdoors, but Jacob was a wholesome person dwelling in the camp.
Okay, so here we go. You got two characteristics of her. Esau is he's pumping iron. Okay, he's doing... Spartan races. Okay, he is hunting. That's his personality. What is Jacob doing? He's a homebody. What is he doing in those tents? There's a sort of a code word in the Torah when we say ohel. The ohel the tent, always represents Torah. Yaakov was bent over, slouched, over his Gemara, over his Talmud, right? Which didn't exist then, but okay, he's over his books of study. He is the ultimate spiritual individual. Okay? He is the one that is totally focused on self-improvement and self-perfection. Because that's ultimately what we're doing when we're learning Torah. We are improving ourselves. This is what we're doing right now. We're actually, believe it or not, live on the scene. We're actually improving ourselves right now. We're activating our neshama, our soul, and that is what Jacob was doing. Okay? So curious, sorry to bother you again, but if you look over there, what we're going to see is that in the third category, Jacob represents one's relationship with oneself. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the cat is out of the bag. There are three primal relationships that exist. Every relationship you have in your entire life will fit must fit into one or more of those. Okay? Abraham represented chesed, kindness, his relationship with others. Isaac represented a relationship with God, something greater than us. And Jacob represents the perfection of the relationship with oneself. And you can think right now, any possible relationship will, by definition, fall into any of those categories. Okay? Your siblings, your parents, your boss, your how you feel about yourself, the negative voices that are speaking, limiting us in our potential of who we can be. That's a relationship with ourselves. Okay? The ability to be disciplined, to exercise when we're supposed to not eat when we're not supposed to not hang out with people we know that are bad for us. That's self-control. Okay? That's a relationship with oneself. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, the key to a balanced and healthy life. Now, I know we had to do a lot of text to get there, but I want to show you that this is going to be the framework for the rest of the course. We are going to be focused on these three relationships. Relationship with God, relationship with ourselves, and relationship with others. Okay? And so now, as we go, and I want to conclude in a couple minutes, I want to see a couple more sources, how this actually plays out, these three relationships, as we go on. So here we go. Okay, let me stop. Questions. I'm throwing a lot at you.
Why did Ishmael get the Torah mistake?
Ishmael,
Why was he not favored?
well, Ishmael was not favored because he was not up to snuff. He didn't live up to, it's a meritocracy. The bottom line is the Torah does not, it's a very brutally honest book. Ishmael was not on the spiritual level to be able to be the progenitor of the Jewish people, bottom line. But his brother Isaac was. Isaac himself had 2 sons. One of them was worthy, one of them wasn't. Okay? By the way, Jacob had 12 sons, those are the 12 tribes. He was the first and the only patriarch who had all of his children who remained Jewish, part of the Jewish people. Abraham had a son, Ishmael, who went off, and Isaac had a son, Esau, who went off. Okay. As a crazy aside, by the way, Ishmael went off, eventually founded Islam. Esau went off, according to the rabbinic tradition, became Rome, which is the Christian tradition. Avram is called the father of many nations. All 3 monolithic religions trace themselves back up to Avram. But we are the chosen ones, okay? It's led to a lot of fights the last 2,000 years, okay? Okay, but we still hold firm in our position. We've actually paid for it in blood, sweat, and tears. But nevertheless, we carry our mission on with pride. Okay, so this is where we go. So and I want to plug in now to, here we go, the bottom of page 5. Are we ready? Okay, Shimon the Righteous. Okay, Rabbi's turn to read. Shimon the Righteous was one of the last men of the Great Assembly. He used to say, the world stands on 3 things: the Torah, temple service, and acts of loving kindness. Can we line this up? Can we line this up in our chart? Next chart, right? Next thing in the chart. 3 things, ready? Curious on Instagram, posting. Okay, acts of loving kindness. Where's that going to be? There you go. So you could see, I want you to write acts of kindness right next to, in the next, yeah, we're going to have another chart there. Another cell. We might have to wipe out that Wi-Fi, but okay, we can't do that. Okay, whatever. We'll extend over there. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, very good. Now, what about temple service, prayer? Which one would that be? I'm sorry?
With ourselves.
Oh, so it's interesting. So prayer can be, exactly, and it was the meditative part of it.
With the servant of God.
The service of God. Prayer is directly a conversation with God. Excellent, Melissa, so good. So that would be prayer, okay? And the final one, what does Torah? Torah, we said before, is the ultimate way that we determine for us what's right and wrong and how to live an elevated spiritual life. So when people say, oh, I don't like learning Torah, it's like they haven't tasted how unbelievable it is. And what does it do? I'll just give you an example, one quick example of one of my rabbis. He was known for having food served, whatever, dinner, whatever it was, lunch. And, we make blessings before we eat, thanking God for the food. But he literally would wait before making a blessing. And people say, Rabbi, why are you waiting? And basically what comes out is he was making sure that his animal self wasn't just ready to dive in. He wanted to make a conscious decision that he was going to eat this food. And he was going to wait until he was totally in control. And then he was going to go ahead and make the blessing to eat. That is a Torah personality, one that's totally in control of oneself and not pushed by external factors, okay? So there we go. There we have it, 3. Now, here is, we're going to see the flip opposite. Turn to the top of page 6, and further in Mishnah and Pirkei Avos. Here we go. One more brave reader. Rachel, can I call on you? Is that okay? Sure. Top of page 6. Okay. This is going to be the flip opposite side of what's going on over here. Okay, 8 o'clock. Perfect.
There's source 4.
Source 4, right at the top. Starting the, I'll even give you the name. Rabbi Elazar HaKapar.
Said envy and the desire for honor take a person out of the world. Do you want me to continue?
Do you know what? Hold on. The English left out one something. Envy, kina, taiva. Oh, excuse me. Here, everyone take your pen. Here's what we're going to do. Bad translation. And cross out 4. Put a comma after desire. And then put and where the 4 was. So I'll tell you how this should read. Envy and desire. You can take out the Boy, oh boy, they botched this. Okay, envy, desire, and honor take a person out of the world. Okay, so what does it mean? Envy. What's envy? Ooh. Jealous.
No, it's different.
What?
They're different.
How are they different? It could be, by the way. It's translated both ways. Go ahead, Rachel, yeah?
Jealousy. Oh wait, I just had this about this the other day. Jealousy is like you want what the other person has, and envy is you want. I think of it as like more the situation of what you're. Yeah, you want to be like.
You want to be in that situation. 100%. Both of them, exactly. Both of them deal with this same thing. It is a breakdown in what? The relationship with?
Yourself.
Oh, interesting. You say yourself. It could be breakdown, right? You see, they're going to be. It could be. Why? It's a breakdown in relationship with yourself because you can't control yourself. But fundamentally, the arrow is pointing at another person. So you see, that we're making categories, but there's overlap, right? Each one is fungible. Okay. So you're jealous of another person. It's a breakdown of your relationship with others. Then what is it? Then desire. This is the same word that we had with Eve, Chava, earlier. The fruit was a desire, a tava, the desire. So that's going to be the relationship with yourself. You cannot control yourself. And finally, honor. The quest for honor. The quest for being the best, to lord over others. That is going to be the breakdown in my relationship with God. Instead of God being the CEO of the universe, I'm the CEO of the universe. Okay? And so we see over here time and time and time again are these 3 patterns. I want to finish off with one final column. You ready? Okay? The final column is our 3 topics tonight and for the rest of the seminar. Okay? What did we say? Mindfulness. Our relationship with ourselves. How are we? What am I doing? How am I doing? Am I overloaded with technology? Can I stay focused? That's the mindfulness. Yeah, you got it. I think one. Okay? Then, okay, we're going to leave business for a second. Then relationships, obviously, is relationships with others. That's the top one. And then the final one is a little funny. What about business and career? How is that going to be reflective of my relationship with God? All right? Yeah, why?
Our purpose. It has to do with our purpose.
Right. Some people think that their purpose in life is only to make money. Okay, excellent. I want to share with you, let's do this last source together, just part of it, at page 6. Do you know that there's a final exam at the end of your life? And mine. You go up to the pearly gates. I don't know if Judaism has pearly gates. I don't know. But it has some sort of something. And we have 6 questions that were asked. But the good thing is, we know what they are. The Talmud tells us what the 6th question is. Do you know what the first question is when we go up to the non-pearly gates? It's in bold. It's in English. Did you conduct business faithfully? Were you honest in business? Were you ethical? Now, I have a question. Of all the things in Judaism, would that be the number 1 question? You're asked at the end of your life, performance review for 120 years? I would say, were you a nice guy? Were you a loving husband or wife? Were you a good mom and dad? No. Were you honest in business? Why is that number one?
It's such a capitalistic question as well.
Ah, love it. Why is that the first question?
Because that's how you treat others.
Okay. Well, I mean, murder might be a little worse. Okay. So fraud. Okay. So what Zach is getting at is false. I think if I don't.
It's like a crime of like truth and dishonesty.
Yeah.
So that goes to your inherent, like your value.
Exactly. What is at your core? Do you believe that there is a CEO of the universe who is on Rosh Hashanah writes in how much money I'm going to make? And if so,
What's your character?
exactly, then I am not in charge of my results. I'm in charge of the effort that I put in. And therefore, if I believe that God is the one who is responsible for my ultimate success, then therefore I'm not going to cheat anyone, because the one who's providing for me doesn't want me to cheat. And the one who's providing for me wants me to stop working once a week, so I'll go ahead and do that. But if I'm the man or if I'm the woman, if I am in charge of everything, if I am God, then I got to make the money no matter what. And I'll cut corners and I'll never stop, because ultimately I'm in charge. When I swipe this phone on Friday and turn it off, I'm fundamentally, not just me, everyone who does, is fundamentally saying, I'm not the boss. I'm the boss of my life for 6 days a week, but you know what? I recognize there's a boss above me. So when you come up to the pearly gates after 120, the Almighty asks you, were you honest in business? Because it's the ultimate litmus test, the pulse taker of, did you believe in me? Did you believe in me? Because the drive for money is very intense, okay? So there we go, folks. You have the Life Seminar connected all the way back to the original sin of the three areas that broke down in humanity. And our patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, are those that fix those wounds. And we are carrying that torch through history. And these three aspects that we're going to look about in this seminar are going to be those three things: excellence and balance in a relationship with others, relationship with God, relationship with ourselves. Thank you all. You are awesome. Way to go. Beautiful. Okay, we are going to take now a couple-minute break. Yeah, okay, thank you. Beautiful. Give yourselves a round of applause. You actually finished an intense study. Now, I usually don't start this intense textual, but I'm like, you know what? We're taking the training wheels off. We're going to go straight for the jugular. You guys are very intelligent, so I went for a very textual opening class. Most of the classes will not be this textual, but I really wanted you to see that we're not just making things up. It's in the text. It's there.